everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Jerrys World.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line. New man, so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Jerrys World.
I'm Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. Oh, my goodness. And it has leaks from Let's Talk Football to Let's Talk Fantasy Football. The Cowboys have taken over this show, too. You see who it is.
Oh, my goodness. Who is that? Is that the new representative from the Clinton household?
Herself.
Oh, my goodness. One who
I told you I'm taking over.
Victory. She lays claim over victory over all of us. Her husband, myself, David, the queen, the self-proclaimed queen, Ash Swinton. How you doing, Ash?
Hello. I have proven myself. I'm not self-proclaimed.
Oh my goodness. No, yep, you're right.
Hey.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So you're gonna set my lineup for me this week, right, Ash?
Right?
Who do you play?
I'm just gonna give you the login. You can run my team for the rest of the year.
It depends who you're playing. If I want you to beat them or not.
We'll get to that.
Right.
We'll get to the matchups. It's not looking good for me, but whatever. This way I can blame you. Hey, look who's out there. Mr. Dalton Andrews, who
just
decided to show up this week.
It is good to see you, sir. It is real good to see you.
Hey, and you already see who it is, my man down here. You see what he put up. Mr. David, how about them Cowboys, right? Oh, my goodness. How are you guys doing today? We see you guys are excited.
You know, I'm doing really well today in most parts of my life. I'm just still looking for someone who looks at me and listens to me the way Randy Gregory looks at Taylor Heineke.
Yes.
All right, Sean.
Yes.
All right, Sean. Let me save you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't let you go through it again.
Thank you. My guy, the guy that helps hold up the steel curtain, Sydney Swinton, man. Thank you for coming back and saving me. Oh, my
Too much
goodness.
Cowboys talk. I was over it.
Oh, too much. Too much. Wow. Yo, so we are back. It is down to the wire, championship week. We've had some major games, and the difference between this and real life is I win in this league, okay? I win games in this one. Even when I'm counted out, okay? Even when the race gets hard, we ain't gonna go there. I win in this league. Let's go. We're gonna go right into it. Start right away because I got my guy on here and I played him in the first round in Jerrys World. Let me bring that up real quick.
I brought this on myself. I really, really did. There might have been some dark sacrifices made to the fantasy gods for you to, as the 8th seed, knock off Dylan Wright last week.
Yes.
And as they say, there is always a price.
There's always a price.
I paid the price this week. Beware what you wish for. Congratulations, Sean. Unbelievable. This one was really tough for me to watch. I thought I had this one in the bag. I thought Sean's amazing fantasy team had peaked last week against Dylan. Unfortunately, as the saying now goes, the race is not given to the swift.
Come on now.
But he who pays attention to our waiver segment.
But look, hey, but not only that, but the one who edits each segment so he can go back and look and read over it and comb through. See that, man? There we go, baby. Oh, man. No, yeah. Hey, Justin Jackson, Ronald Jones, thank you guys very much. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yes. All three of those guys definitely came in handy. Waddle.
And he didn't play this week, but scroll down a little bit. This is like the last 2 weeks of our waiver segments right here.
Right.
We got Ronald Jones, Justin Jackson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Gabriel Davis.
Right.
This man was the 8th seed, so he had waiver priority over all of us, and he just kept taking them. And it looks like he's going to be playing for the championship this week. But his opponent is she's feisty, so watch your back, Sean.
Oh, very true.
Yeah, good luck,
very
man.
True.
He's
Yeah,
repeatedly beat me down this year.
I was. Let's go ahead and go into that matchup where she beat Stephen King by less than a point. And I was watching this one, and I was so hoping that she didn't win this one. I'm sorry. I just knew. I was like, no, please, please. But you know what?
Please let it be Steven.
Right. Here we go. I'm ready, Ash. No, I'm not. But I haven't been ready at any of these games, but we're going to keep fighting, man. And I'm going to keep listening in during the waiver wire part. All right?
I got some good ones for you again, Sean.
Let's go. Yeah, but
who was it that brought this one home for her? Because she was down by a bit going into the last games, and then wasn't it like a one-on-one matchup in the last game? Ash, come back.
The Monday night game, she's gone. She's on baby duty now. But now going into the Sunday night game, she was getting crushed. But then she had the Dak Schultz Dallas defense combo. So the whole game just brought her all the way back. And then she was down
22. Oof.
I was down by 5.
She said she was down by 5.
She was down by 5 going into the last game, and he had Saints defense. She had Duke Johnson, who had a great game last week, but he wasn't doing anything in this game. So,
yeah.
But every time the Waddle man would do something, it was knocking down points on the Saints defense. And then in the final drive, when they were just trying to put it away, they finally put Duke Johnson in, and he got like 15 yards on those last 2 drives, which was just enough to get him over.
Oh, come on. Wow. There we go. Hey. Somehow, some way she gets it done. She's done it all year. You saw the shirt that she was wearing. Fantasy football queen. And she is not self-proclaimed. She is proven, as she so eloquently put to me.
This is 2 years. 2 years in a row in this league that she is in the championship. You know, last year Dalton knocked her off, but last year she was the 8th seed, and
she was Sean last year.
She did what Sean did, so but last year the 8th seed lost. I'm rooting for you, Ash.
Hey, started from the bottom. Now we're here. I mean,
there you go.
Waiting to say that for a while. There we go. There it is. Barely got through that first one. Definitely got through the second one. I'm glad we did it, but hey, unexpected, but I like it. I like it. Yes. And you know what? Hey, I told you guys earlier in the year, like I wasn't joking. All right. You start a fantasy show. You pick these guys' brains. Hey, but I'm not the only one. Nathan Snell daggone almost won a daggone league in our early league because he did that. He started 0-3. He started listening to you guys halfway, and he just took off. So, hey, that's a testament to you guys. Thanks, guys.
We're out here helping people. Sid. We just got to keep that in mind. And,
I helped him too much. Knocked myself out.
Right. Yo,
exactly.
Let's move over to the Let's Talk Football Fans League. Let's go ahead and get into the
yes, please. Let's
playoff on that. I don't necessarily want to go into this one, but you know what? You win some, in some leagues you lose them all. Here we go. A big victory. Okay. I see this. Unnecessary deafness. Returning the favor. Getting a 2-point victory over my brother. My brother who, for Christmas, felt that he needed to get in touch with me at all costs to tell me, if I win your league, I'm coming on your show. Well, you didn't win, Daryl.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I mean, he can come on.
Right.
I'm good with it. Hey, if I had gotten sweat by the Spencer brothers this week, it wouldn't have been good, guys. I don't know. You might not have heard from me for a while. And this one, he jumped up on me. I just like Ash going into that Sunday night game needed a lot of help, and that help came in the form of Dakota Rain Prescott.
Oh,
and
Dakota.
Hey, the man watched our show last week. I don't know if you guys remember, but when you asked me to beat your brother, I said I will do my best. I just need Dak to throw the ball to literally anyone. I said receivers, running backs, tight end. I said he could throw the damn ball to himself. I don't care. Just complete some passes. The man listened with touchdown passes to running backs, tight ends, receivers, and an offensive lineman. I believe he broke some kind of record.
Oh, my God.
Like that, it's either never been done or hasn't been done since, like my great-granddad started playing fantasy football. I don't even know. It was ridiculous. But I will say, Dak coming through for Ash and I in both leagues, it felt good. It felt real good. And next one, what was the Monday night game? I don't think we had anybody in there.
Yeah, you guys were done, it looks like.
I think we were done on Sunday when I left your place.
Yep.
Not that I really remember leaving your place, but
It was a good time.
It was a good. So
time.
it looked like. And oh wow, and then you left Schultz on the bench.
I did just because I was definitely going to rock with Pittman.
Well, Andrews
this week, and I wasn't going to bench Andrews. So for me, it was Jarvis Landry or Schultz, and I thought that Jarvis was going to have a good week this week, and he did not really. And then Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Jarvis Landry. I wasn't going to bench him for Schultz. I should have. It would have been fun to see, but yeah, that three-headed tight end monster. I will definitely be starting 2 tight ends because if you're looking at my roster right now, you will see a couple of names in there that will not be showing up this week. Congratulations, John Linney. This gonna be a rough week for me. Just lost CEH and Darrell Henderson Jr. I now have let's see. I do still have Darrell Williams backing up CEH and Craig Reynolds. That is who I have to start at running back this week. So yeah, we'll see. I beat Daryl, and I am now officially allowed to make fun of Sean's fantasy teams again. He eliminated my brother. I eliminated his brother. We are even.
Right. Wipe our hands of it. We're good.
We're good. I'm back.
I'm with it.
David, you should take some Sean advice and listen to the waiver wires I got for you. I might have a running back or two that you can pick up.
There we go.
No, Sydney, you and I, there is no waiver segment this week, all right? There is no waiver segment.
Let's go.
I am number 11 in the waiver order. We're not saying a damn word, Sydney. Our waivers will be we're just going to spend the waiver segment talking about numbers like 56 to 14.
Oh.
This guy. You can just mute him, Sean, and then
I'll
do the waiver.
You know what? About to say, man, you ain't going to come on here and leak it from Let's Talk Football and be doing that stuff. We ain't working on that. Yo, we're moving on. Let's move on to the other matchup that was a high-scoring affair. The perennial favorite in the dominant part of the year, Miss Delilah Crespo, falls to the very talkative Mr. John Linney. 149-143. What a game this was. Oh, man.
as you can see, somebody else watches our show and pays attention to the waiver wire. We got Justin Jackson and Ronald Jones both in the starting lineup, which gave him the win. Delilah, I was rooting for you. Been rooting for you all year. Number 12 pick in the draft, and you absolutely just ran through this league all year. It was a hell of a performance. Unfortunately, we found Delilah's kryptonite, and it is named Job. 2-0. 2-0 against Delilah this year.
Yep.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. Definitely.
And yeah, his squad just absolutely balled out. I mean, J-Rob went out of the game with 1 point. His kicker put up 3. He didn't have another single digit. Oh, yeah, wait.
O'Shaughnessy. Even that's a good pick.
8.9.
Yeah.
Still outscored her tight end. Yeah, so even there.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Stafford Cup connection was not able to get Delilah over the hump. Cup definitely had a solid game, but Stafford did not. And that along with Chubb and Najee was really what carried her this year. And Stafford just did not show up this week.
Yeah.
So much love, Delilah. You left a lot of grown men crying in your wake this year.
Very true. Very, very true. So let's see.
Now there was another fun matchup this week over here. Somebody named Myers Grinders went up against this team called the Jack Street Boys. If we want to go ahead and take a look at that one.
No, we don't have to.
That right. You know what?
Well, it sounds like Sid doesn't really want to talk about this matchup. I'm just wondering if there's anybody else over there who does.
Oh,
nope.
I'm so sorry.
Nope, she's gone.
Right.
Kicked her out.
All right, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me, Sid. What is your overall combined record in all the leagues against your wife this year?
I don't want to talk about it.
I know you don't.
She doesn't. She sits over here during our shows every week, listens to all my advice, then doesn't give me any credit when she goes 7-1 against me over 3 leagues.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Absolutely destroyed me. Not even close. It's brutal.
And you know, if the fantasy gods are not going to let Sid off that easy.
I know.
If Sean wants to pull up the matchups for this coming week, there's another really fun matchup in this league. Somehow, some way, with all the seeding and the playoff matches, there will be a rematch of this exact game right here this coming week.
Game. Yep, it's gonna be running it back.
Oh, that's what it is. Let me see.
You know, the fantasy gods are just going to give Ash one more opportunity to step on Sid's lifeless fantasy body as it lays crumpled on the ground.
Oh my goodness!
I will say the feud between you two has been fun to watch all year. You guys have made the show so much fun. Love you, Ash. Sid, you're okay too, but.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she's in the comments. I didn't even see this. Typical male trying to take credit for women's intelligence and hard work. What? Oh my god. Oh.
Well, she was smart enough to marry Sid, become part of the Let's Talk Football family, and gets to ride shotgun on a lot of his shows. And so Sean and Ash sit there and steal all our waiver picks and.
Hey. So
at least you're smart enough to go out and make the picks, Ash.
True. Oh. And in other news, I am in a matchup this week. I did lose the first week, but I destroyed Nick in the second. So there is potential, because I do think we need to discuss this. There was talk in the Let's Talk Football fantasy chat about the loser having to wear maybe a particular shirt. I think that should be loser at the very end of the year, and they wouldn't have these tournaments if we weren't still playing. So if I win this week, I feel like
I think we're going to go ahead and keep that for the loser of the regular season, and we'll think of something else for the overall loser of the league.
Oh god.
The shirt's already been purchased, Sean. It's in the works.
Oh,
Sean will be wearing a T-shirt with my face all over it at some point in this next year. Mark my words, folks. He's going to come on to some show wearing a shirt with my face on it.
It says, "Hi, I'm David." This is going to be what has happened. Show's off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. Good gracious.
It's yeah. There are no rails. We left the rails long behind.
Yes.
All right.
So there are three matchups, but you know what? None of that stuff matters. Now I know. Now that I know that I've already been eliminated because of the season totals, we are going to go ahead and move on, ladies and gentlemen. Last week we're in fantasy. It's down to the wire. It stinks. Because I rather enjoy playing fantasy and betting on this stuff and getting into it. So I hate that it's over, but alas, it must end. And so we have to dive into what we've been talking about, the waiver wire. So if you just give me a minute, let me get my notepads ready. Let me get my recording devices. But David, oh, you leave now? You sit here and say, "How about them Cowboys all day?" But then. Yo. So
Don't do it, Sid. Don't do it, Sid. Sid and I are recusing ourselves from waivers this week. Ash and Shiloh are going to come and give you their picks along with Sean.
I mean, look, I could do report cards. A week ago, you guys talked about Ronald Jones. He definitely worked out.
Seriously, looking at Sean and John's matchups was our report card. There you go, folks. If you listen to us, you won. That's it.
Let's go. That's a testament to you guys. Let's get it.
All right. Report card. I'm just going to start off with Ash and I's favorite moment of the show for this week. Antonio Gibson, 13.8 versus David Montgomery, 23.6. Montgomery is still leading the way. He has one more weeks than Gibson has. Ash and I continue to be right. Moving on there, Sid gave you Duke Johnson. For some reason, I mean, obviously Waddle blew up in that game. They got Gaston's back in there, and Duke didn't do much. However, Ronald Jones gave you 16.1. Both Sid and I were way up on Craig Reynolds, but unfortunately, after the show, before that game started, Jamal Williams did come back. So Craig didn't do much. He would have had an amazing game, and I might have beat Sean. Anyway, the real waiver pick for this week, obviously, Rojo, Duke after that huge performance the week before, Craig Reynolds going in solo, Justin Jackson absolutely went off.
Yes.
34.2 points. As you saw, folks, both of the teams advancing to the championships in both of our leagues rostered Justin Jackson. He carried both of those teams to victories. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown, 26 points. You were given the choice between Perryman and Tyler Johnson with all of the issues that they were having with their skill players over there. Perryman gave you 12.8. Johnson did put up a 0. However, I do believe because AB played, and then I believe they had. Were they missing anybody else? Obviously, Evans was gone.
Yeah, and Godwin and Fournette. No, I don't think anybody else besides that.
Brait was also in the conversation. Yep. He put up a 9.1. So, not much there. Kansas City was having the exact same issue. So Blake Bell, Hardman, and Pringle were all choices you had to make. I hope you avoided Blake Bell. Hardman gave you 12.1, so not too bad. Pringle went off 25.5. So those were some tough decisions, with third and fourth string players coming in to take over for guys on the COVID list. Like I touched on last week, having the backups to your players can be dangerous in this COVID time with numerous players going down on the same team. So it was a rough decision. Jeff Wilson Jr. Was also available in almost 60% of leagues. Still, he gave you 14.7. So that's everything we gave you last week. Tyler Huntley did not end up playing, so that was a wash at quarterback. He was absolutely Sid and I were both high on that. The guy would have balled, but there you have it.
And next, for the moment we've all been waiting for, Sydney's waiver wire. Here we go, Sid. I'm all ready to go. Here we go.
Don't do it, Sid.
We'll start at quarterback. So at quarterback, I got for you is Trey Lance with Jimmy G getting busted up in the hand. Trey Lance should get the start, and I like his running ability, like with Taysom Hill and the other running quarterbacks. When it comes to fantasy, if you run the ball, quarterbacks are definitely higher for that. So I like Trey Lance a lot this week. Here we go. The fun part, running backs. All right. I got 4 of them for you. So we'll start with, I don't even know how to say his first name.
I wasn't going to try either.
Ogunbowale is the last name.
Is it the Lions running back? Yeah.
Ogunbowale is the Jaguars running back.
Okay.
I'm just going to call him D-O-G.
D-O-G. There you go.
No.
He's the OG. I'm not gonna butcher that man's name like Sid just did.
It's Ogunbowale. Check me. I know how to say the last name. It's the first name I don't get.
There you go.
James Robinson being down. He's the guy. He's filled in nice. He went off. He had a nice game. So if he gets the bulk of the touches again, he could definitely be worth a start. More injury news with Miles Sanders breaking his hand. Boston Scott steps in. He's going to get those goal line touches, which is what I thought was going to happen 2 weeks ago when I told you that, Sean.
Right.
But now Sanders isn't there, so it's got to be Scott. So he should be available. I like him a lot. These other two, they're technically backups, but they're going to be in split carry offenses, so I like the chances. Derek Gore in Kansas City with CEH down. Darrell Williams is also there and should be the starter, but Derek Gore seems to look good when he gets in there, and he's had good games when he gets the touches in the past. So he's going to be their third down back, and I think he's going to steal some goal line work. So I like Derek Gore. And then the other one is Keyshawn Vaughn. I'm saying it right, Nathan, right? Ogunbowale? That's how you say that last name. I'm pretty positive. Anyway, Keyshawn Vaughn, the other one in Tampa Bay. He ripped off that big 50-yarder. Yeah. So he's splitting time with Rojo. I know Bruce Arians, I feel like, is not a fan of Ronald Jones. He's there as the backup. Anytime he fumbles, he pulls him for the whole game. So
quick.
And Rojo has a history of that. So it's very likely Keyshawn Vaughn can get a good chunk of carries here. And he looks like he can do it. So those are the 4 running backs I got. As for wide receiver, I like Isaiah McKenzie with Gabriel Davis and Cole Beasley still being out with COVID because they're unvaxxed. They're automatically you got to pay attention because now the NFL is talking about changing the rule to only 5 days if you're unvaxxed. So they might be back. If they come back, I don't like Isaiah McKenzie, but if they both miss again, Isaiah McKenzie should have a good game. And then the other one, Josh Palmer for the Chargers with Mike Williams going to be out because of COVID as well. And I think their other rookie got hurt. I can't remember. Guyton. Yeah, he got banged up. Yep. So Palmer should be the number 2 outside of Keenan Allen, and they obviously like to throw it, so I like him. Those 2 as receiver options. And then for tight ends, it was kind of hard. There's not a lot available. I just looked at ones available, and Gerald Everett is available. He seems to get looks every game, so if you're desperate and you need somebody, you don't have him. I like Gerald Everett a little bit there. But that was it. Those running backs are the main ones, obviously, because everybody's hurting for those right now. And I think those are definitely startable for this final week.
I like that.
So yeah, I love the Trey Lance start against Houston.
Mhm.
The dual threat in that game is just, their coaching staff just came out and said that the last 4 weeks of him in practice was probably the most consistent practice time they've seen from him. So he is behind the scenes and behind Jimmy G, continued to improve every week. He's learning, he's getting better. And if obviously he's a dynamic athlete, so if he can start putting together the passing side of it, he's going to be very scary in this league. I do also like Justin Fields against the Giants. I think the Giants are just broken, bleeding. They've given up. And another dual threat. So we got Trey Lance, 5% of leagues. Justin Fields is only owned in 21% of leagues. A lot of people gave up on Justin Fields, and I think he could be interesting this week. Now, not necessarily for this week. I had some of the same as said the OG. They are going against New England, so that has me a little nervous. However, both him and the Boston Scott Jordan Howard duo with Miles Sanders out. Rashad Penny, I think, is still a viable option going forward. All of those guys are owned in less than 10% of leagues, except for Boston Scott. He's at 13% of leagues. My interesting one, though, it may not help you this week. However, there are a lot of fantasy leagues that play through next week as well, depending on what your playoff format was. And that's Cam Akers. I would give up a bench. I would give up a bench spot. I don't think he's going to do much this week, but I think this week will have a huge impact on his usage going forward. Henderson Jr. is being out. Sony Michel's been solid for them, but Cam Akers was their guy. Yeah. So if you're playing next week, I would go get Cam Akers and let him sit this week and just see what happens. Because if you're playing next week, if you're in a championship, that could be huge.
Speaking of that backfield, is Henderson completely
IR.
Off limits?
As
he
of this
is
morning.
Okay.
He is done.
Okay.
Receivers, if Thielen can't go, we're back to the KJ Osborne conversation. He's been solid if he gets the looks. The fact is they just have talented guys ahead of him. So keep an eye on Thielen. I also had Josh Palmer with Mike Williams and Guyton both possibly being out. Another interesting one, Elijah Moore is supposed to come back this week. They are playing Tampa Bay. So, if you need help with the position, he is owned in 46.4% of leagues. Out of everybody I have, he is the hardest person to get. However, if he's out there, I'd give him a roster spot and see how the week goes. Technically, he's still listed as out, but he is expected to play. So we'll see how that goes. And Gerald Everett almost buried me against Darrell Spencer. in our playoffs, I watched Gerald Everett go off, and I believe he has had touchdowns in 3 out of 4 weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, he's getting lots of looks. He's getting touchdowns, just very quietly this year. Oh, and Isaiah McKenzie. Yeah, great pick there. What a testament to Josh Allen throughout the year. He put Dawson Knox. He put Dawson Knox, who nobody knew, on the board as one of the top fantasy tight ends for a while. Knox kind of fell off, but then Emmanuel Sanders was balling out early in the year, and then Knox kind of emerged, and then all of a sudden Gabriel Davis. We're all talking about him, start him. And now we're talking about Isaiah McKenzie. Like, we don't even know who these guys are until Josh Allen is like, hey buddy, want to go play catch this week? Like, the Buffalo offense has been so unpredictable this year. But when Allen starts to form that bond with one of these guys, it usually lasts for a couple weeks. So, and like Sid said, with McKenzie and Davis both out, I'm sorry, with Davis and Beasley both out, and Emmanuel Sanders, who's just been a no-show for the second half of the season. That could be a big one for people right there. So enjoy, folks. I hope John does not come back and watch this show.
He might be watching now, man.
If I see anyone from this waiver segment on John's roster, I'm deleting the whole league.
Ladies and gentlemen, trust what these guys say. Trust it. Okay, 4 weeks ago, I was out of the playoff contention. I was ready to give up. But then they started talking. Yeah. And I started listening. And I just said, you know what? Let me just see. Let me put some guys in there. Let's just see what happens. And here I am now in the championship. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let me applaud you, two of you.
Well, it sounds like Ash is just as upset that Sid and I went ahead and gave our waiver picks this week.
Yes. There we go. Let's go.
And Ash, I was actually going to bring this up as well. I didn't want to interrupt Sid. I do believe that you have to be asymptomatic to be eligible for that 5-day quarantine. I believe it's only for players that are vaccinated and asymptomatic with a positive test. I'm not positive on this, but that's what I saw. That's what I saw this morning. So definitely go look up the details of what the NFL is doing because it could make or break your week. And good luck to everybody out there who's still playing. So that does not include Dylan Wright or Dalton Andrews. Just, wanted to throw that out there. I'm petty.
So as of 1 hour ago, they did officially change it to 5 days from 10 days for all COVID players who are asymptomatic, including unvaccinated.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, vaccination status doesn't matter.
Yep.
So
that's but you got to be asymptomatic. So if you're showing symptoms, you still got to sit out. But if you're asymptomatic, you can play.
Wow.
After 5 days, which is massive.
So pay attention. Yeah, pay attention to that. You're gonna have to and be up till the minute. I know it's not always you're not always able to be right there looking at your thing up to the minute, but pay attention because some of these things. I can't tell you how many weeks this year I kept Kyler Murray because it said questionable. He might play. They're expecting him to play. And then right before kickoff, it says he's out. You know what I mean? Him and D-Hop. I had them in my lineup for weeks, month. I think a full month that they were out. I had them in my lineup. And it was right when he got back in that I decided to take him out and put in Taylor Heineke. That's before I started listening to you guys. All right. Let's go. Yo, so we do have a couple questions. We're going to go ahead and move on to the fans' questions. Do we have a report card for this, Dave? Or
yes, sir.
All right, cool.
My favorite one on here. I know I was not with you guys for the question segment last week. However, we all know what I would have said for Michael Pittman when Ash asked. I would have told you to start him, Ash, because I did start him. 16.5. Don't listen to Sid. Let's see. Nathan had a couple questions. Ronald Jones versus Javonte Williams. Both of you guys took Ronald Jones, and that ended up being a good pick. Sid was selling Jimmy G, which worked out in his favor. Ooh, I do not know what Cordero Patterson put up this week.
He didn't have much. He did
it
get a
wasn't
touchdown.
much, right?
He got a touchdown, so let me double check.
Sid was preaching caution and patience, that it was just a down week, but it looks like that was 2 down weeks. But like Sid told you last week, and I very much agreed then and now, regardless of what Patterson put up, he's been the guy. You don't turn your back on the guys who got you here. Right. I would not panic on Cordero Patterson yet. The entire Miami running back situation was a bust. Mm-hmm. Sid told you to pass on Miles. And Hunter Henry over Gesicki. And Hunter outscored him, correct?
I don't think Hunter Gesicki didn't.
I'm
only
sorry,
had
I didn't have points for those last couple. I got distracted and never finished. I apologize, guys.
Good. Let me see though. I don't think Hunter Henry. No, he only had one catch, but Gesicki only had two. They were both busts.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, kind of a moot point there. All right. Well, what do we got for this week?
All right. So let's see. Let's go back up in here. Number one, our guy Nathan Snell, Trey Lance or Jared Goff.
I think we already answered that.
I think we're all riding high on Trey Lance this week.
Yeah, Lance for sure.
He just got a great matchup in Houston. His legs are going to give him more points value versus Goff. There's just so much upside.
Wait. Who's Detroit playing?
They are playing
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle. It's not a terrible match for Goff, but I'm all on the Trey Lance train this week.
Oh yeah.
You got to go with the dual threat. I mean, all things considered, obviously San Fran never goes to the air a lot. They're a running team, so when you put a rushing quarterback into that scheme, he just benefits so much more. So.
No. All right. Deluxe Caring Plays says, earlier in the season, I traded Joe Mixon and Mark Andrews for Travis Kelce and Keenan Allen. I'm now in the finals with that person. Who do you think won that trade?
Read them off again. I just lost the comments feed.
He traded Joe Mixon and Mark Andrews for Travis Kelce and Keenan Allen, and now he's in the finals, and he's playing the person that he traded with. He said, who do you think won the trade?
I mean, obviously Mark Andrews and Kelce, that's the 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Kittle hasn't caught up. Obviously Kittle was balling out here recently, but I mean, that's the 1 and 2. You can't go wrong with either one of those guys. Those guys advanced a lot of people into the playoffs. So really this comes down to Mixon and Allen. I had Allen all year, but I would have to look at his numbers next to Mixon. But Allen was he missed a couple weeks. He was up and down there at times. Honestly, and he's saying he did this in what week?
He said
earlier
in the season.
Yeah, earlier in the year.
I mean,
Mixon
I wouldn't have been mad then. I wouldn't have been mad then, and I wouldn't be mad now. My only thing is I would have taken Mixon over Allen in this because we love running backs. We play in a PPR over here, and just the edge on the running back over a receiver, especially
he said it was
the Chargers who have been so inconsistent with what receivers getting the ball. Mike Williams supposed to be their number one and just dogged it for a lot of the year, but
he said it was week 12. It was week 12 when he made the trade.
I like the Mixon side. I think you lost the trade. I don't think it was terrible, but I think you lost. I think Andrews and Kelce since week 12, Andrews has definitely been, I think, up on Kelce. Kelce had that one game, but Mixon is the number 3 running back in all of fantasy currently, and Keenan Allen's the number 12 receiver points wise. So I think that's the big discrepancy, and so that's the only reason. I don't think it was a terrible trade. It also goes back to depth and like who you had at running back. So
and
definitely both help.
Also,
but
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mixon has just been. I think he's been a stud all year. He's the number 3 overall.
The one thing we're not seeing here as well is the lineups of you two. So if you already had 2 other stud running backs and you gave up Mixon to fill a need at wide receiver, then I'm not mad at this trade at all.
Right.
It really depends on what you guys had and who benefited more from it. Because these are those are 4 studs right there.
Right.
I don't think you can really quantify it without seeing all the details. Just looking at those 4 players, I think Sid and I both lean towards the Mixon Andrews side. But you guys are playing each other. Did he say for the championship?
Yeah, the finals.
I mean, we're going to see this week. I mean, this week is going to tell you who won and lost because it's now coming down to this and this only. So good luck to you, man. I appreciate that. That's a great question.
So here's another one, and I'm going to switch out a name real quick. This is Nathan Snell. He said Lamar might not play. So instead of Goff, I'm going to put in there Trey Lance or Hurts.
Who do the Eagles play? I think that comes down to matchups because I think Trey Lance is such a great matchup. Oh,
I got it here.
Who's Hurts playing, Sean?
Hurts all day. All day.
Yeah, I think
Play Hurts.
I think Hurts is a more for sure thing. Hurts is proven. He's done it.
Oh, God.
And without Miles Sanders, I think they're going to look to Hurts more. I like Hurts.
Now when we got Sid and I talked about this on Sunday. Nathan, all year we've been giving you advice on your lineup and whatnot, and I found out recently that we did not have all of the facts about your league. Folks, you got to know all the details about your league.
Very
So
true.
in this league, we were encouraging Nathan to drop some of these guys and go to the waiver wire because in an 8-man league, there should have been a lot out there. I realized recently you guys were playing three wide receivers, two tight ends, and a flex.
Yeah.
So compared to our 12-man league with 2 wide receivers, one tight end and one flex, there wasn't much out there. There wasn't more on your waiver wire than was on ours.
Right.
One of the other things, you don't need to focus on rushing quarterbacks in your league.
Yeah.
Apparently, the settings in this league are that quarterbacks get the exact same points for yardage that wide receivers and running backs do.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sid and I are jumping on Hurts right now, but the fact that Goff gets just as many points for passing yardage as Hurts will get for rushing yardage doesn't give Hurts as much of an edge as we would normally think.
Yeah.
That said, I think the Washington football team, I don't see them coming back psychologically after what happened to them this last week. I think that defense is completely – they were fighting each other on the sideline. I think that Philly runs all over them all game. So I would still lean towards Hurts here. I don't know. Does that change it for you? Does that change anything for you?
No, I agree. I think Hurts is just going to go bananas. I still like Hurts over Goff. If it was a different quarterback besides Goff when it comes to like yardage, I'd probably go that way. But just this specific one, I think I like Hurts more.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I have another one up here. Thanks to Nathan Snell, who's been watching us, watches the show pretty religiously, and he's another one, like I said before, who has benefited from the question, the Q&A time, and the waiver wire. He says Pittman Jr. and AJ Brown or OBJ and St. Brown.
I would have to go with the second two, just because for recency bias. Now AJ Brown had a huge week. Pittman has been very inconsistent. However, OBJ has been getting red zone looks every single week. Every single week. Matt Stafford looks for him in the end zone, and obviously St. Brown. We've talked about him enough over the last couple of weeks. Just because of recent success and or failure, I got to go with the St. Brown option there.
Yeah, I think so too. Another reason being, Carson Wentz might be out, which is a knock on Pittman, and AJ Brown has the worst matchup of all three of them going against the Dolphins secondary, who has got some good corners in Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, whereas OBJ is going against the Ravens, who I think they just signed somebody off the street to play cornerback. They're decimated in the secondary. So he's got a great matchup, and St. Brown's going against the Seahawks, who have a bad secondary too. So those two have great matchups. Pittman's out at quarterback, and AJ Brown is is going to have a tougher matchup. But I think for those reasons, you go OBJ and St. Brown.
I like it.
Ash, it's okay. We were just.
You don't want to ask us any questions? Come on.
You can ask any kind of question too, like why is Sid so stupid?
Oh,
We've got answers for that.
technically a question. Oh my goodness. Here's what we talked about Hunter Henry. Penny or Harris, good to sign? Question mark.
Is that Damian Harris? Is he hurt? What Harris is that?
Nathan, what Harris is that?
Because Damian Harris is hurt.
Yeah, it's got to be running back, Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
Is Damian Harris back? Do you guys know?
Let me check that.
I do not.
I mean, if not, they have a great matchup. I don't know if he's hurt.
And look it up. Is somebody looking it up? I'm working on it, but I'm in the middle of a storm over here, and my internet is not cooperating.
And then who does Penny play? I was just looking at them.
Seattle plays. We just
The Lions, so they have a good matchup.
Detroit.
Yeah, they play tough. I think if Harris is healthy, I like Harris. They're playing.
I think he's healthy.
Jacksonville for Damian Harris, right?
Yeah, if he's healthy, I like Harris for sure. I don't even think it's close actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Harris is healthy, I believe. So that will be the way to go. Damian Harris, that's who he was saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I'm rolling with if they're both healthy.
Let's see. We talked about Cordero Patterson. He asked Hunter Henry or Mike Gesicki, but I think we already talked about them, and they both kind of
last
week.
They
Yeah.
both busted.
Yeah.
Is he asking again for this week?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of, yeah.
I like Henry.
And then, Henry against Jacksonville and Gesicki against
Seattle.
Yeah, I almost said there. I'd lean towards Henry.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Oh, Harris did play last week.
Sid said last week.
Before.
Sid was saying last week, Tua likes Gesicki. There's just been a lot going on in that offense right now. Waddle's just absolutely killing it. You never know which running back, if any, is going to show up. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah. One more. Marquise Brown. Here it is. Marquise Brown. Should I move him to my bench for the last two games? He lost. So this game doesn't really mean anything. He already lost the semifinal because it was the 2 weeks where he played.
Well, he's playing for third place, right?
Yeah, he's playing for third. So he's saying, should he sit Marquise Brown?
I mean, it depends on who you're going to start ahead of him.
All right. Who else you got ahead of him, Nathan? Because I'm trying to think what has he done as of late.
Marquise Brown against the Rams, and we do not yet know who the quarterback is going to be over there, correct?
Right.
No, Lamar or Huntley should be back though. Because Huntley was COVID. One of the two should be back, I think. Could be wrong.
He hasn't gotten under 9 points in actually like the last 7 or 8 outings. His low is about 9.1. His high up there. He's had 25-point games, 19-point games. So, and that's between Lamar when he was in there. That's between Huntley when he was in there. And then Josh Johnson this weekend. He even had 9.4 with him. So,
yeah, I'm not mad at Marquise Brown going forward. They're going to be down a lot. Their defense is so banged up that they're going to have to throw, and he should benefit from it. He's not a home run. I mean, he's supposed to be a home run hitter. He's not like an amazing fantasy player as of late, but they're still going to throw it, and he should be targeted. So I like him. I'm not mad at starting him.
Oh, somebody's late to the party. He said, "I'm late, but championship bound, baby." To my disbelief. Wow. Congratulations, John.
Must be John.
Congratulations, John. Wow. This guy. There's an accusation.
You missed it. We covered it, John. We already gave you your flowers. 2-0 against the Queen of Death is very impressive. Welcome to the championship, my friend. I will see you soon.
It is nice. It is nice. Yeah, so that is all the questions we have. He said the other guys he has is Diggs and Cup, OBJ, and so he has Diggs, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Marquise Brown, and then he also has St. Brown.
Oh yeah, I'd start the other four.
Marquise is at the bottom of that list. Yeah. Like you could drop him. There's only one more week. If you're not going to start him this week, you could drop him. I mean, those other three guys are very high on our list. So.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to say it. I just read it a minute ago. It got tweeted.
What happened?
John Madden passed away this morning.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, they just literally tweeted it out 5 minutes ago. Just after his documentary, too.
Yeah. Damn.
Wow, man.
Woo.
I mean, I think I can speak for all of us. I mean, that man was a part of our childhoods, a part of our adulthoods. I mean, we all sit around and get this fellowship over this football thing. I think we all agree it's all about people, and that man's been with us for many, 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 many years, and that is wow. That guy touched so many lives and changed so many little kids' futures, guaranteed. I mean, through his announcing, through his games. I mean, who didn't play Madden? Well, much love and respect to you, John Madden. Family,
Well, not
family's
promised,
in our
man.
prayers, man.
Damn. Well, that is the end of the fans' questions. Thank you so much, Nathan, for being with us and asking these questions, keeping us fresh on our toes. Thank you, John, for joining us. Hopefully, we get to see how you do this coming week. Maybe I do, maybe I don't want to win, but you're playing David, so yeah. Let's go. Oh man. So yes, we have one more segment left. Going to my guy, Sydney Swinton, with the bet of the week. Sid, what you got, buddy?
So this is tough. I usually do a Thursday game, but there's no Thursday game, so there's not a lot of prop bets out. So I don't really have any like fun bets to do. But
I do.
I got one for you. I'm gonna give you a plus 140 odds.
Okay.
Listen, I know I got all this behind me. I know what I'm wearing. I know what I represent. This is Benjamin Todd Roethlisberger's last home game at Heinz Field.
Let's go.
And they are an underdog to the Browns. Absolutely bet the house that the Steelers win on Monday night. We are the underdogs at home in Ben Roethlisberger's last home game.
Woo!
I will. It's such a homer pick, but the Steelers historically play very, very well under Mike Tomlin when they are the underdog.
Mm-hmm. And
at home, Big Ben. I can't argue with this.
Owns
I
the
can't
Browns.
argue with this.
Yeah, that's what's. So I wasn't able to go find a fun prop, and I try and always avoid betting on my team. But if I ever saw something perfectly aligned for one, that's got to be it.
Well, I also am going to be betting on my team this week, just not the team that you think. On this last Sunday, I'm not going to take credit for the idea. I definitely stole it from somebody on the screen.
It's a fun one.
I am getting in on this action this week because I watched Sid, Steven, Hail Murray, and Devin. Sid and Steven actually took Devin's phone and made one for him. The bet is anytime touchdown score for every one of your fantasy players on your roster. It wouldn't let Sid bet more than 25 cents. So this is a really fun bet, folks.
It's a great time.
You know, what was the payout? Sid?
John, if I hit now, granted, I have 6 fantasy leagues, so I had plenty of players.
Right.
I bet 25 cents. If they all scored 1 touchdown, I would have won $500,000.
Yes.
Hey, I just gotta get one. Just gotta get one.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's get it. Oh.
Yes. I'm definitely getting in on that this week. Gonna have some fun with it. I'll probably place 2 bets, one for each league, and hey, have fun. You know,
It's only 25 cents.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again,
real quick, Ash was obviously there for this, and with all 3, we had 3 of these bets going to the house, and Ash, again, thanks for having me over. Sorry I trashed your house with coasters, but everybody was so hyped. Every time somebody scored a touchdown, though, in any game, if you want to have fun watching, you know, Sunday football, go make this bet because it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Absolutely beautiful. So I took y'all's advice and not only used it for that, but I also did some of those prop bets. I did one where I did Mark Andrews, 125 yards and a touchdown. He got exactly 125 yards and a touchdown, put down $1, got back 16. Anytime touchdown for McCole Hardman, got that one. And then I randomly did one where it was an alternate spread for the first half, and it was for the Broncos, who were said minus 4.5 against the Raiders, and they were down, remember? And then they got like the touchdown, and then they got the interception return touchdown. So I ended up winning that one, and I was like, oh snap! All right, bet. So I ended up winning like almost 15 on that. So I'm like, okay. So I'm slowly getting this game, following, listening to you guys, and making a little money. Here we go.
There we go. It's fun time.
You know,
hey, throw that fantasy one in there. It'll be a good time.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm definitely gonna do that this week. I cannot wait. Yes, prop bets are so fun. Yes, absolutely. Yo, so ladies and gentlemen, man, always another week, always fun hanging out with you guys, talking trash to you guys, getting talk trash too, because I seem to be getting the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Hey,
right,
you got 1 week of me being nice to you, all right? You got 1 week of it last week.
It was great. I rewatched that episode a lot. Just so beautiful. But yo, hey, we so appreciate you guys being here with us. We appreciate you watching us, paying attention. Hopefully, something that we have said has helped you and your fantasy. Hopefully, has brought you to the playoffs, or even kept you afloat, man. So hopefully, for myself, you see this guy over here, Sydney Swinton, and my guy down here, Mr. David Wright, man. We want to wish you a happy new year. Nope, we're not bringing that stuff into 2022. It's not happening, all right? Leave that in 2021, all right?
So make a new paper?
Not doing it. Yo, we definitely love and appreciate y'all. Ash, we appreciate you coming on all the time. Nathan hitting us with that, man. Shout out to you, Sean, for always being a good sport. Hey, the show must go on. The show must go on. So, yo, have the happiest and the safest New Year's. Definitely get with us tonight Let's Talk Football, the roundtable. We are going to dive into rookie quarterbacks. We're going to look at the top 5 from a year ago, which is Lawrence, Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. See where they are and ask the question, is it a curse to be a great college quarterback? Because of the fact that most likely you're going to end up in Jacksonville or New York. And how much does it affect the quarterback on the system? And then we can bring in the Mac Jones and where he is and things like that. So definitely tune in. Nathan Snell's going to be there. Anthony Handy's going to be there. You guys already know, going to be in the comments. Definitely tune in. It is going to be a fun time. And we will be with you in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, guys. So much fun. Let's get it.
Love you guys.
Let's go. I don't want Dallas, just so it's clear. I'm saying this on all the shows. I don't want.
You want Ash now?
Yeah,
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you out of respect.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line. New man on the next so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's